Hey folks, your OS reviews. You're watching our video first look and a quick review of the KingYou BT-001. This is a low-cost, on-ear style pair of Bluetooth earphones, which sells on Amazon for under 25 bucks. So they're fairly low cost. Comes in a few different color options. We have kind of a typical black version here. It comes in a carrying case, and there's also a quick start guide that tells you how to set it up for the first time in both Chinese, Korean, Japanese, and English. There's a built-in microphone on here, which after you're paired to an Android or an iOS device allows you to place phone calls like using a typical Bluetooth earpiece, which is pretty cool. So you can also play, pause your music and use it to answer or reject phone calls. So in the case itself, we have access to the earphones. There's also a bonus microfiber cleaning cloth as kind of a thank you. And there is a micro USB cable for charging. It takes about 2 hours to completely charge, and afterwards you'll get roughly 6 to 7 hours of continuous audio playback, which is average. There's also some spare silicone tips to get a more comfortable in-ear fit if the included ones aren't the most secure. So let's take a closer look at the design of the earphones next. These are, again, fairly noise isolating in terms of design. You can see that they have just a soft touch rubber coating on the entire body of the earpiece, which doesn't attract that much fingerprints or smudges, but also makes it look fairly discreet. And there's kind of an interesting ergonomic look and shape to the ear tips. Basically, the tips fits into the inside of your ears, and then the side rests onto the kind of curves of your ear canals, and that prevents them from falling loose, despite the fact that they don't have any bulky wings protruding from the outside to really get a super secure fit. It still stays in place pretty well. Despite a pretty typical design, these actually have a few more tricks up its sleeve. First of all, the tips are magnetic, so once they're in close enough proximity, you can see they kind of stay in place, and then they can clip on like such. So you can wear this almost like a necklace around your around your collarbones when you're not wearing these, and they stay in place pretty well. Another interesting thing is there are two of these kind of inline remotes, or at least it looks like it. In fact, the second part really just combines some extra circuitry and some battery power, where the other one provides some primary battery just to turn the unit on. So it does have kind of an interesting symmetrical look when typical Bluetooth headsets just have one inline remote. The second one, aside from holding the battery, doesn't really do anything functionally speaking. So you can see it just has the company's logo and some certifications, whereas this is the one with the remote that gives you access to play, pause, to skip tracks, and to answer, reject phone calls. And finally, there's a bonus key here, which allows you to use the device to capture some selfies. So you can tap on it once and it access a remote control for the camera, and it works with Android and iOS. There's also the microphone for answering calls. Another one for noise isolation and cancellation. Even though it doesn't classify it as an ANC headset, it offers CVC noise cancellation, which is a very bare bones version of active noise cancellation that allows you to reduce a bit of the ambient sounds, but not up to 70%. It's more like 20 to 30%. But, it still drowns out some engine sounds if you're wearing these in a car or on a train or, let's say, on a plane or something like that. So as far as the audio quality is concerned, I was fairly impressed with these. I tried them out using some EDM, electronic, pop music, and they were fairly clean sounding. It could have a little bit of extra bass, but they do get reasonably loud, which is good to note. I tried turn the volume all the way up as well as all the way down, and I didn't hear that much distortion in the background either, so they're fairly clean sounding again. So at this price point, they do sound surprisingly decent. The most important thing is that they're comfortable to wear. They're really lightweight since they're made out of plastic, and the ergonomic shape means that I didn't have any issues as far as the comfort, even after wearing it for 3 hours continuously, and they didn't fall loose either when I was walking around or even shaking my head. So it does seem to work fairly well. And despite the fact that it doesn't have, the shiniest materials or the most outrageous design, it's very discreet and ergonomic. Everything just works as you would expect it to. The controls are tactile. Although I don't really love the fact that there are two kind of compartments or splitters. I wish that there was only one, since it adds a little bit of extra bulk. Overall, the shape of the ear tips themselves are just quite unique and comfortable. I also like the flat ribbon wire design that prevents tangling, even if you put these into a pocket or into a backpack when you're traveling. So all in all, a very good value for the money. They're not high fidelity or high-res audio sounding Bluetooth earpieces, but if you are on a budget and you want something that you can use for traveling, for multi-purpose use, not just for sports and exercise, but just for general listening, pairs well with the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, this is something that you should consider. You can learn more information about these in our official written review, but for now, this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. This has been the KingYou BT-001 series of magnetic in-ear style Bluetooth headset.